Hey everyone, if you want to make your own podcast but you don't know where to begin, Spotify for Podcasters makes it super easy. They've got everything in one place, it's totally free, and you can make money while doing it. Here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start doing it today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and pretty much everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also supported, and you can even conduct polls and Q&As. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, the platform is totally free. No catch, totally free. When I wanted to start my own podcast, I did not know where to begin, and I didn't think it was even possible. And Spotify for Podcasters made it happen. They made it easy, they made it quick, and I am doing something that I love. What more can I ask for? So if you're interested in starting your own show, you can do it, and I highly recommend you give this a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Everything Kratom, the podcast about anything and everything Kratom. Great to have you with us on this Friday morning. Hoping all's well with you out there today. Right now I'm looking at a post on the subreddit Kratom page, and it says, anyone want to share their favorite potentiators? And sometimes I just love looking at questions on Reddit because, you know, it might be a question that I've talked about before or asked myself, you know, because I don't know nearly everything about Kratom and not nearly as much as most people out there do. And that's the point of this show. So I love coming on here both to learn from people, but also to laugh. Like, I just love laughing at certain responses on Reddit because they just crack me up, or they just tickle me, or they just sound like, you know, the internal voice of my own brain coming out from someone else. So it's always fun. And so this is what stuck out to me. So someone says, share your favorite potentiators. Someone said exercise, like physical exercise. And I thought that was great because I certainly have experienced that to some degree. At the same time, I've also found that exercising, like taking a walk outside, it's almost like it somewhat mutes or makes the effects of the kratom a bit muted for me. And I don't know why that is, but I think in the last episode where I talked about that, I think that what I said back then, which I think is still true now, was something to the effect of, or along the lines of, because I'm out walking around, exercising, and nature is beautiful, and I'm like getting all these different, you know, stimuli, or I'm stimulated from all these different things that I'm looking at outside, it almost makes the kratom more of a background thing than a foreground thing. And how interesting that is, and maybe that would be different if I was like exercising in a gym, for instance, but I've never really done that. That's actually an experiment maybe I should do. But I've exercised outside, and I find that it almost like mutes the effects a little bit, but it doesn't make them any less strong. It just makes it a little less apparent to me. And when I go back inside, then I kind of understand or notice it a bit more. But I do think that there's something to that. Someone else said grapefruit juice. Cranberry juice is a close second. That's an interesting one. Lots of people seem to agree with grapefruit juice. Apple cider vinegar. Except they said apple disgusting vinegar works. Oh man, that cracks me up. Well, I've heard that one before, and I think, you know, I might be wrong. If my memory is right, I think when I did an interview with our friend Muhammad, one of the interviews we did with him, I think he mentioned something about apple cider vinegar maybe being a potentiator. Muhammad, if you're out there and you're listening, correct me if I'm wrong, but I seem to remember you saying that. Let's see, what else is on here? Someone says coffee for daytime, kombucha for night. I love that idea, kombucha. I think I've had kombucha before and had kratom, and I get like a really nice well-being or sense of well-being when I have kombucha, and not because like I'm hippie dip, because I'm not. But like it's more just like kombucha is really good. Like it's got a lot going on, and it really is good for as far as I understand, it's really good for your gut, for your digestive system, all that stuff. And it always gives me this kind of like calming sense or well-being. So it would make sense to me, at least, that taking kratom and drinking kombucha would work out really well. But then here comes the funny part. Okay, so After reading through all of these, someone says, honest question. There appear to be zero overlap of ideas here, so is it all placebo to all of us? Who's going to take this list and do a double-blind study? Oh man, that is like music to my ears. I love it, because I always have like this sense of like, I want to be agreeable. I want to agree with people if I can, because conflict is good, judgment is good, it's both needed, but in general, I'm an agreeable person and I don't want to not try to relate to what people are saying, and most of these things I can relate to. Not the coffee aspect, but the kombucha thing, sure, and I hadn't really thought too much about that, but yeah. But like, this person is also kind of speaking the underlying thought in my mind when I read through this list. There's a lot of different things on here. Are we all just full of it? Oh, gotta love it. And I also love the fact that they then said, who's going to take this list and do a double-blind study? It's not going to be me, I'll tell you right now. But I have so much respect for that thought. Like, that's really what we got to do, right? We've got to take a list, take all these thoughts on Reddit, which are all great to be referenced, and everything like that. But Reddit is not the answer. Reddit is a way to help bolster the question, right? So, we need someone to do that. So someone out there, do a double-blind study with this list and get back to me. If you do this, and you can give me a brief summary of what happened, or maybe even we can do a quick interview and you can tell me about it and tell me what worked best for you, I will personally send you some Kratom for free. So there's the challenge, everyone. Someone out there do a double-blind study of this list that's on here. And it's a growing list, so you better look quick. There's even someone who says Mountain Dew. So anyway, just thought that was funny, made me laugh, also thought it was interesting, and would love for someone to actually do that study. Let me know, reach out. There's a little gift waiting for you if you do. All right, everybody, let's leave it there, wrap up the week, and have a great weekend. We will be back on Monday. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye, and thanks for listening.